Mr. President, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for providing me with the opportunity to address you today. Before I present my first report, I would like to take a moment to thank the Human Rights Council for appointing me as a Special Rapporteur on the elimination of discrimination against persons affected by leprosy or Hansen's disease and their family members established in 2017 in Resolution 35/9. This crucial decision highlighted the Council's recognition of the long-standing exclusion and discrimination faced by persons affected by leprosy and their families globally. I am honored to speak on behalf of this community. It is both a great privilege and a significant responsibility, and I am committed to doing my utmost to fulfill it. Behind the achievement of founding the mandate and the approval of the principles and guidelines on the elimination of discrimination against persons affected by leprosy and their family members in Resolution 65/215, adopted by the General Assembly in 2010, lies a long history of continual struggle of persons affected by leprosy to be recognized as individuals with rights. This history presents us with a challenge today, as various overlapping approaches to leprosy continue to establish barriers for affected individuals to lead rightful lives. Responses have often been paternalistic and charity-oriented from a religious and moral perspective. Culturally, efforts to raise awareness have frequently reinforced negative stereotypes, portraying affected individuals as dangerous and perpetuating the myth of leprosy as highly contagious. From a scientific and administrative perspective, leprosy has been viewed just as a disease that requires clinical research and the isolation of affected individuals, often through discriminatory laws and norms, some of which are still in place in different countries. These understandings have led many governments to treat persons affected mainly as disease carriers rather than as individuals with rights. In the 21st century, advocates have highlighted systematic violations of the rights of affected persons, leading to increased attention to their circumstances. Their work has revealed that leprosy is a complex issue of the 21st century, burdened by the dangerous legacy of its past and the numerous challenges of the present. This is why the work of this mandate, is crucial for continuing to support the global leprosy rights movement and facilitating social changes. Mr. President, I would like to take this opportunity to convey the importance and impact that the mandate has had on people's lives since its establishment. To do this, I interview persons affected by leprosy from different countries, as well as their allies, including representatives of international donor organizations. It is evident that the creation of the mandate reinforced the visibility of leprosy within the United Nations and increased the participation of international leprosy donors in activities and dialogues with various UN bodies and the Office of the Human Rights High Commissioner. Grassroots organizations have become more aware of the importance of their involvement in decision-making processes at the local level, with the mandate playing an encouraging role. This has impacted not only individuals but families' lives. As one person mentioned, if a person affected by leprosy is heard and seen by somebody from an organization such as the UN, she feels important and thinks that her problems are important too. That makes a difference in her life. Another person added, when persons affected by leprosy realize they have rights like any other person, their self-confidence changes, and there is assurance in what their organizations can achieve. However, participants believe that there is still a long way to go and a greater need for the implementation of policies and guidelines on the ground, fundamentally the responsibility of member states. They identified issues in 5 broad clusters that will be central for the mandate: human rights-based care and support systems, crucial intersectional issues and marginalized groups, social, political, and cultural aspects of leprosy, legal and economic dimensions related to leprosy, and conflict and environmental considerations. Identifying these key issues implies that leprosy is both a human rights and a socio-political problem. It evolves alongside global developments, and consequently, the primary challenges confronting humanity are echoed in the experiences of persons affected by leprosy, often with a magnified impact. With this picture in mind, the mandate commits to support the states in the process of reviewing their legislation to align it with the main UN international instruments, facilitating the exchange of good practices and promoting effective participation and consultation with persons affected by leprosy, their families, and their organizations. Also, I will promote the training of national actors, including public servants, on leprosy rights and how to translate them into the design and implementation of public policies. To this end, 3 main principles will guide the work of the mandate. A, an ethics of care, where implicates, as Joan Tonto says, care is everything that we do to maintain, continue, and repair our world so that we can live in it as well as possible. B, contributing to a culture of listening as the profound act of acknowledging and appreciating the presence of persons affected by leprosy and recognizing their mere role in the mandate. And C, promoting cooperation and co-production of policies and strategies to achieve not only the objectives of the mandate, but also the goals set by the leprosy rights movement, such as leaving no one behind. During the initial months of my mandate, I have begun establishing collaborative partnerships with other relevant UN human rights mechanisms, UN bodies, and member states. I'm also promoting collaboration with academic institutions, local and international human rights and development organizations, and representatives of social movements linked to leprosy. Overall, I have consulted with persons affected by leprosy about what matters to them, and additionally, I intend to focus on co-creating accessible materials and information with the leprosy rights movement to promote the defense of the rights, all to enhance the lives of those affected by leprosy. Mr. President, finally, I invite the Council to continue supporting this mandate, which requires both political and material backing. As you all just heard, significant changes have already positively impacted many lives, and I am committed to ensuring this progress continues. However, your collaboration is essential. Similarly, you can count on me to develop and implement actions that will support those affected by leprosy, their allies, and their families in transforming not only their communities, but society as a whole. Finally, I would like to thank persons affected by leprosy, their organizations, and the Special Procedures Branch for supporting my work. Mr. President, distinguished delegates, thank you so much for your kind attention.